So I have right here two different paper towel holders with shelves. They're very similar, but just a little bit different. Here's how they came packaged. So this one comes with assembly instructions. We have screws, drywall screws, and some hooks, as well as an Allen wrench. Here's the paper towel holder. This has a little bit of a give to it, so you can actually put the paper towel holder on there and it'll stay in place. And then this is what the shelf looks like. Now for this one, we have a little bit of a different design for the paper towel holder. These don't connect all the way to the metal bar, so they do have a little bit of a give to them. So it'll hold the paper towel holder on there so it doesn't go flying off whenever you tear a piece off. And then in here we have some instructions, some screws, some drywall screws, some hooks, a sealant fix. Here are the rest of the instructions. And then this is what this basket looks like. So this one has a little bit more of a curvy design. This looks a little bit more farmhousey versus this looks a little bit more cottagey. It just has a little bit of a different design. Honestly, the insides look very similar, but the front has a little bit of a different cutout. So let's start with the first one we unboxed. These are the instructions, so we're gonna be doing those really quick. So let's just do the first step really quick. We're gonna be connecting the paper towel holder to this little basket. You can just keep these separate if you want. So you could just put this underneath your kitchen cabinet and then store this somewhere else, like in your pantry or in a bathroom or a closet. So you don't have to keep them together. You can use them separately. Basically, all we're gonna be doing is putting some screws through either these two holes or these two holes. You can choose whichever one you want. And then they're just gonna screw right into this paper towel holder at that top, just like that. So we're actually gonna be using these teeny tiny screws, and they do give you an extra one of those just in case you drop these and lose it. And all we're gonna do is use that Allen key to screw this in. And I'm not gonna screw it all the way in until I have that second one most of the way screwed in. All right, so now that that's done, we're gonna move on to this one. And basically it's the same thing. These screws look almost exactly the same. They do give you an extra screw with this one as well. Same thing, they have two screw holes on either end, so you can customize it to your space. All right, now the second one's done. So this one comes with a little bit of an extra step. So this sealant fix, if you are renting and you don't want to actually drill into the walls, or you can't drill into the walls, you can actually use this on the back of the basket right here. So you'll put just little strips of glue on here, and then you'll press this to the wall and then just use these stickers to hold up the product just in place on the wall. And then after you've waited 48 to 72 hours, you can remove the stickers. So that's just a little renter friendly way of putting this up. So this one did have that option. The first one did not come with that sealant fix. All right, so now that they're put together, let me just go ahead and skip to the part where I'm installing these. So both of these had basically the same instructions. You're gonna line it up where you want it on the wall. Go ahead and use a level to make sure that you have your holes level. And then you'll just use a pencil or a marker to mark those holes on the back of the basket. The holes are gonna be a pear shape, so you do want to mark the top of the pear because that's where you're going to have the screws sit, since these are drop-down screw holes. So after you're done marking your holes, if you're just putting this in plain drywall like I am, you're gonna need to drill some holes for those drywall screws. It did not say on either of these which size drill bit to use, so I just had to guess. When you're guessing, like I had to do, please start small and go up slowly in size so you don't actually make a bigger hole than you actually need. You're gonna insert those screws or drywall anchors, and you'll just hammer those in until they're flush with the wall. And then you're gonna go ahead and screw in the screws most of the way. You wanna leave a little bit of room so you can slide the basket just on top of the screws, because like I said, these are drop down screw holes. And then if you had a little too loose, just tighten it a little bit after it's on with a hand screwdriver. Here they are both done. I will say the top one had much better drywall screws. So these gray ones were a lot better quality. They're just a lot thicker and sturdier. And since they have 4 sides, they were easier to hammer into the wall. The one on the bottom came with these drywall screws, and they are really easy to bend. Neither of the instructions told you which drill bit to use, so but I got these ones in perfectly. I actually had to use my own drywall screws for this one because both of the ones I tried for this kit ended up looking like this by the time I was done, because it wouldn't hammer all the way into the wall and it just started crumbling towards the end. Anyway, wasn't super impressed with the drywall screws for the bottom one, but the actual screws were pretty good. So I did want to show you that you could fit a few different things in this basket. So up here I have like a little candle, some hand soap, a scrubby. These would be great for the kitchen, the bathroom, the garage. I love the layout, having this shelf and then the paper towel holder at the bottom, super helpful. I will say this top one is made better. That bungee at the bottom is actually holding the paper towel on there versus this one, I could just easily take that out. It does still hold it in there while you're using the paper towels. So it does still work, but I would say this one's a little bit sturdier feeling versus the bottom one. I love the look of this one better, but this one was a little bit sturdier, had some better materials. This one still works great, but I do think this one was a little bit better made. And we'll do a quick little pull test on this one too. See, that one didn't have as much paper towel holder flopping around. It was just very solid. Like I said, they look very similar. They even have very similar features, but I did not like the drywall screws for this one. And I think that the paper towel holder is a little bit more flimsy on this one versus this one. The screws were amazing. Everything was great about this one. I have nothing bad to say. I just wish it was a little bit cuter. I love the look of this one. So tell me, would you prefer the one that was a little bit more well-made or one that fits your style a little better, that's a little bit prettier? I also did want to mention they both come with hooks, so you can hook that on either side. If you wanted to use these as a makeup bar, you could hang jewelry from the side of here. You could hang makeup wipes. If you wanted to use this for the kitchen, you could hang wash rags, baby napkins, bibs, all sorts of things on these little hooks on the side. They both did come with 2 hooks. So you could have one on either end, both of them on one side, whatever works for you. Let me know in the comments down below which one you would prefer. But yeah, that's all I had to say about these 2 paper towel holders. Thanks for watching.